Hi Taurus. Welcome to your February 2020 astrology and tarot reading, and breathe. Put my amethyst here. Breathe, Taurus. If it feels heavy, if it feels confusing, if you're really tired, it's okay. It's going to get a lot better from the middle of the month. And I know that sounds confusing because you're thinking, well, no, Mercury's going retrograde. I can't deal with another Mercury retrograde. I can't deal with more people coming in and unsettling me. Everything's quite busy at the moment. And I'm still kind of having these strange, heavy attitudes about love. 10 of Wands, 2 of Cups, and the 5 of Cups. Venus in Aries is an interesting time for everybody in terms of love. It's not comfortable. It's in detriment. And for you, it's that 12th house, particularly if you're Taurus rising. And Venus being here is probably irking you when it comes to your romantic partnerships, your romantic relationships. They may be, you may be with somebody who's very busy all the time now. They're working really hard. They're really stressed. You're really stressed. Finances are stressing you, whatever it is. Romantically speaking, Taurus, you need to stay positive. There are good things, good times on the horizon. The thing about the 5 of Cups, and I don't mean to lecture you because the 5 of Cups is a card that, you know, when I see it, my heart will sink as well. But the thing about the 5 of Cups is that it wants you to know that even things that go, even things that don't go the way you wanted them to, and as a fixed sign, it's very hard to understand change because it just feels so uncertain, it just feels so unsure. When something goes wrong, like it does in the 5 of Cups, the 3 cups that have spilled, it's very much that don't cry over spilt milk energy. I was actually in a supermarket on Sunday with my mum, and she had got this big thing of milk, and I was helping her load it onto the what are those revolving things? Well, I was helping her load it to the checkout, and I dropped it and it went everywhere, and the guy came over to clean it up, and I said, no use crying, and he didn't find it funny. But my point is that things don't always turn out the way that you want them to, indeed. Ooh, King of Pentacles. But Taurus, things are about to get a lot better. And I can say that with certainty because Venus may be in Aries now, but it will soon go into your sign, beginning that Taurus season energy. And Venus in, there's that tower. Venus in Taurus is very much your kind of season, and it will do in March. So March is looking pretty good for you. But in the meantime, Mars, the planet, a secondary planet of love, enters your 5th house of romance and play. It's a very sexualized energy. A lot of sparks, a lot of chemistry, a lot of attraction. So of course, yes, there will be some shocks, probably from you because Uranus is in your sign. There will be some surprises, sudden attractions, sudden changes in dynamics, big fights in relationships that haven't had fights yet. Big fights in relationships that are always having fights. Maybe the surprise is having harmony in a relationship that's gotten quite chaotic. And maybe then, because a relationship is quite chaotic, you decide that enough is enough. Venus in Aries is a lot to do with attracting soulmates, the people that teach us things in love, or soul lessons, the things that we need to know. And as Venus is your ruler, it is, of course, a time when you can, with that 12th house energy, find sense of peace and healing. Some of you are getting more involved in the spiritual world, getting more involved in a spiritual practice, healing in some way, shape, or form, and finding some sort of clarity. Hanged Woman and the World. Beautiful. And underneath we have the 4 of Swords. Forgive my voice if it's going a bit hoarse. I have been talking for the last hour and a half straight doing these, so it's starting to drop off a little bit. With the 4 of Swords and the 2 of Swords underneath with Temperance, I feel like a lot of you have been running away from healing. A lot of you have been running away from addressing something in your life that has long been throwing you out of balance and has been making you a little bit dizzy, a little bit overwhelmed in your thought processes, and now is the time when you finally get that rest. And I would recommend using Aquarius season Taurus to rest, because truthfully speaking, although it is putting quite the emphasis on your work, on your finances, on your social standing, and you're feeling a little bit irritated by your superiors, you need to be resting more than you think you are. You don't need to be the life and soul of the party in Aquarius season. You do need to be networking, you need to be meeting people, but you need to be the best version of yourself. You need to stay busy, but you also need to be connected. And I think for a lot of you, if you're romantically involved with a Virgo, I don't know that you're seeing them so clearly. And I think Mercury in Pisces, when it goes retrograde on the 16th, as Mars moves into the romantic sector, will show you where their motives are. Or if it's a Gemini, could be good, could be bad, but you'll know. Things will start to come up that you probably need to speak about. Probably need to speak about quite a bit. The Sun and the Knight of Pentacles. And I know that I'm going into the extended cards a little bit, but before the Sun moves into Pisces, I think you have to cover a lot of ground emotionally. I think you have to be prepared to say that being patient, as irritating as it has been, has not all gone in vain, because you can wait as much as you want for something in life, Taurus, but if you're not doing anything in that time, there's no point in the wait, because you will prolong it, you won't enjoy it, you will stay in a state of flux, you will stay in a state of trying to control everything around you, and it won't be fun. A la Hanged Woman. She's voluntarily in that suspended state. Now with the Ten of Wands, I think you are feeling that the weight of the world is on your shoulders. But actually, as we progress through the month, as we get to Pisces season, you start to see that everything is occurring in a way, in a shape, in a form that suits you. And as we lead towards your season, you start to feel a lot more in control of your own destiny, because you see how this sudden change in you, this revolutionary idea, the fact that you can now do things or say things that you didn't think you would be able to before, and you're getting to know yourself a lot better, Taurus, over the next few months you're going to see a lot of changes. And romantically, if you have to leave something behind because it just simply isn't working, and you didn't think you wanted to be alone, but now you think maybe it's the best thing to do, you're supported in that decision, because it's going to shape you to be the person that you were meant to be and have the life that you really wanted, even if you were prepared to stick. It's kind of a stick or twist attitude that Venus and Aries has for you. What lesson is repeating in your life romantically over and over and over? What seems to keep coming up that you need to finally sit down with yourself and have that conversation? Could you look yourself in a mirror in the eye and have a conversation with yourself? If you can't, you don't have the relationship with yourself that you need to have if you're going to progress into your season. Don't you think it's odd that you can sit and have a conversation with somebody and look them in the eye, but you couldn't do it to yourself? It might be because there's something there that you're afraid to see. It might be because you think that there is some sort of clause in your contract with the world that is stopping you from having love or having a family or having a career. And I think in Aquarius season, a lot of your fears might be coming from sleepless anxiety. Not sleeping enough, not resting enough, not taking care of your body enough, not being in nature enough. Definitely not being in nature enough. You guys need to get out, even if it's winter where you are. You need to be out in nature exploring. Feeling connected with the earth, feeling grounded. You are the center of your world, always have been. Stop thinking that something else or someone else can come in and save you. Only you can do that. Now, with the world, one of the most successful, one of the most optimistic energies as the outcome, you are moving towards something you really, really want. You may feel like you're going slowly, but you're closer to the finish line than you have been in years. 9 of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. Don't give up. You're so close to success, to your version of success, to the love that you want, to the family that you want, to the happiness that you want. You're so close. So close to what you want. The home, the friends, the success, the love, the abundance, the success, the good fortune. Just don't give up. You're slowly but surely getting there, and you're closer than you've ever been. February is the shortest month, but it's also an odd time astrologically, with Mercury being in retrograde. So let's address that. Mercury in retrograde for Taurus. Ooh, you got the same cards as Gemini. I think that's a little bit too spooky. The same 3. The exact same 3 as Gemini. Why is that? I'm going to put them back and try again. Mercury retrograde may reconnect you with the Gemini. You know, you came up pretty strong in the Gemini reading as well, actually. That's funny. Maybe there's a reconnection there that needs to happen. Oh. Trust your path. If you knew you were supported, what would you do? I was just saying that too. Oh, you're so close, Taurus. Please keep going. You're so close. You need to take those leaps of faith and be excited and live as if you already have the thing that you really, really want, because it wants to get to you. Now, let's... Ooh. Beaver. Quite a few cards came out here, but I'm going to take the beaver from the top. Working tirelessly and diligently to what it is that you want. And to use a beaver pun, not giving a damn. Good attitude for the beaver. But let's see. One more. One more animals. Oh, the spider and the hummingbird. You could so easily this month tangle yourself up in your own thoughts. Aquarius season can do that. Fixed air and fixed earth can feel very, very uncomfortable. With the hummingbird, you need to be singing. I'm very suspicious of Taurus that don't sing. Or have some sort of strong affinity to music. You don't have to be good to enjoy it. You need to sing. You let everything that is building up within you come out in the car, in the shower, wherever it is. Write it down, sing it out. Ooh, we have the abundance card. We also have vanity. So I think with... Because the Empress was in there, wasn't she? The Empress was in there. With the 3 of Cups. Vanity is interesting. As much as I want to say don't be vain, as a Venus ruled sign, that is quite hard to not have a good bit of interest in aesthetics and beauty and those kinds of things. But I don't think it's that. I think it's feeling as though you get your value from the superficial. Like you get your value from your looks or your money or your bank account or the way that people see you. The truth is, Taurus, you can never be certain of how people really see you. But you can be certain that they're a mirror for what's going on inside you. Do you feel good about yourself? Do you feel good about your aesthetic? With the King of Pentacles, I think he seems pretty pleased with himself. He's got a fancy watch, he's got a fancy suit, He's in good shape. He has a good head of hair, a good beard. But the King of Pentacles is somebody that always knows that what is worth having in life doesn't necessarily come in quickly. And for a lot of you that want to lose weight, or for a lot of you that want to have a particular aesthetic, or you want to look a certain way, or you want people to see you a certain way, accept that maybe the long road is more important than the quick fix. Mercury retrograde is definitely not a time for quick fixes. It's a time for pause and reflection. And I do think with the Vanity card, you have to be careful about how you want to be perceived, because it may be, for want of a better word, insecurity. You might want to be perceived a certain way because you feel you have to. Again, that's a voluntary stance to take. You're headed towards manifesting something you've wanted for a very long time. Ace of Pentacles and the Magician. You're headed towards, and there's that Gemini energy again, so your season and Gemini season are going to be very significant, but you're headed towards that thing that you've been trying so hard to manifest. It's almost as if you are, it's like something finally clicks and you understand what you needed to do, what you needed to see, what you needed to experience in order to have the thing that you wanted the most. Don't sabotage it by being reluctant. Don't sabotage it by being self-defeating. Don't sabotage it by filling your life with activity to prove that you have a value, that you have a purpose. Do absolutely nothing and be exceptionally lazy just to let it go. Just to let things happen, just to let things flow. Do the thing that you think makes you unlovable because your resistance to it is making everything so stagnant. Lovingly accept yourself for who you are and see how much changes. See how much wonder you experience just by accepting yourself fully for who you are. And in accepting it, you won't linger there. You'll be more productive. You'll be busier. You'll be more excited about life. More opportunities will come to you. Just trust your path. We'll get more into this in the extended Taurus. I will see you there. Thank you for joining me and have a really great month. Love you guys.